Ame Tano.
Thank you so much, DJ Desert Storm. I'd like to also appreciate quickly the chairman, planning committee, erudite, Prince Perebotu. Perebotu, please, can you just wave so that they know you are here? Double time chairman, NUJ Ratau. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, we don't have all the monopoly of time. We're going to be running with the speed of light. I'd like to welcome to the podium the chairman, NUJ Delta State, our own brother, our chairman, Comrade Churchill, on your way. Please, if those hands are not busy, can you put them together as he steps up the podium for the address, the welcome address.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, here ably represented by the Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads, and Public Information, Mr. Charles Anyagu. The Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly, who is here ably represented by his Chief Press Secretary, Comrade Nkem Nweke, the Chief Press Secretary, I know. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Chief Festus Ahon, Special Advisors, Director Generals, Executive Assistants, and Senior Special Assistants here present, Captains of Industry, our esteemed awardees, leaders and members of various unions here present and professional bodies, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with profound gratitude and deep sense of responsibility that I, on behalf of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Delta State Council, heartily welcome you all to the official opening ceremony, public lecture, and award session of our 2025 Press Week. This annual celebration is not only a time of fellowship and reflection within the media family, but also an opportunity for constructive engagement with a larger society on issues that shape governance, development, and democracy. The theme of this year's Press Week, tax regimes and exchange rate unification, economic implications, and the media strategic roles, speaks directly to the heart of Nigeria's economic realities and the challenge of policy communication. It underscores the responsibility of the media to deepen public understanding of complex fiscal and monetary policies, while also holding institutions accountable for the outcomes of that affects citizens' welfare. We have deliberately chosen this theme to provoke thoughts, inspire policy conversation, and reaffirm the media's role as both the watchdog and a bridge between the government and the governed. The Nigerian journalists must not only report policies, but interpret them in ways that empower citizens to make informed decisions. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to acknowledge with deep appreciation your administration's unwavering support for press freedom, infrastructure development, and inclusive governance under the MORE agenda. We are witnesses to your government's conscious investment in people-oriented projects across Delta States, in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and youth empowerment. The NUJ Delta State Council remains a willing partner in progress, committed to promoting balanced reportage and constructive engagement that strengthens the democratic process and enhances public trust. To our guest speaker, whose expertise will illuminate today's discourse, we express our sincere appreciation for honoring our invitation and for your contributions to national dialogue on economic management and the media's role in nation building. To my colleagues in the NUJ family, I commend your dedication, resilience, and unity of purpose. Despite the challenges facing the profession, you have continued to uphold the ideals of truth, fairness, and responsibility. As we begin this ceremony, let us reflect on our collective duty to use the power of the pen and the lens to promote peace, development, and accountability in our dear Delta State and the nation at large. Once again, I welcome you all to this important occasion and wish us all fruitful deliberation. Thank you, and God bless us all. Long live NUJ, long live Delta State, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Now chairman talk so now no fake clap. Now they set us up, Abi. Please, a better round of applause for Mr. Chairman. You heard him say, long live the NUJ, long live Delta State, long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very important. Very, very wonderful. Comrade Churchill Oyowe, thank you for your delivery. And I am sure that very distinguished gentlemen of the press across board have a copy of your message, and His Excellency will also receive a copy of it, as we have our leader, the Honorable Commissioner, amongst us, and my very wonderful big uncle, the CPS amongst us as well. None other person but Senior Comrade Festus Ahon is right here. So your message is received across board. Your request is in good hands. Your Excellency, distinguished members of the High Table, may I humbly, at this junction, invite the National President of NUJ, represented here today by none other person but Senior Comrade Okpaka Dokubo, to give us his brief remarks. Please, a round of applause. So you take it away from there.
Your Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, here ably represented by our very own, the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Delta State, the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, here ably represented, again, our very own, the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, my friend before. Now, he has abandoned me long ago. They say, friends in power are friends lost. But this one, I will not leave you. I won't allow you to get lost at all. Thank you very much. Honorable Commissioners, here present, other dignitaries, let me especially recognize my predecessor, Comrade Eddie Ogude. Thank you, sir. The Chairman of Delta State Council and your leadership, I bring you fraternal greetings directly from our President, Comrade Al-Hassan Yahya Abdullahi. As you know, we only left Jalingo yesterday, and I came into town this morning, straight from Jalingo, where we had our national summit. And so it's been a very hectic one. The president himself would have loved to be here. In fact, he had booked his flight, that much I knew. But as with so many things, especially with the aviation industry these days, all you can be assured of is your booking. But whether you will fly at the appointed time is not in your hands. That is not guaranteed. So he sends, actually, even before I came in, he called me and said I should bear his regrets to this particular session. Press Week, everywhere, I want to congratulate the Delta State Council for holding this Press Week. I am very sure, and I know, that there are councils who are unable to hold Press Weeks for years. But the Delta State Council, it has been consistent. And the presidencies, I should congratulate you for that. The president also asked me to particularly take note of the fact that Delta State Council happens to be a very unique one and dear to the heart of the union. It is about the only state council where we have the Commissioner for Information and the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor as members of our council, of our union. And the President has asked me to specially thank the government and people of Delta State for this particular, we consider it a very great honor to the union. He has also asked me to observe that perhaps explains why Delta State Council is probably one of the places, exactly, yes, where we have enjoyed, our members have enjoyed a great deal of support. In Jigawa, in Jalingo, one of the key things, in fact, the most important takeaway from that summit is the welfare of our members. The insurance scheme that has been on for a long time, of course, has been in comatose. What we are taking away from Jalingo is that that welfare scheme is going to be pursued to a very logical conclusion, such that our members will enjoy a new lease of life. But having said that, the only report, indeed a heartwarming one, even in that regard, that we have always gotten consistently from Delta State Council, is the assistance, the support, and the encouragement from the government of Delta State to our members. And so the President has asked me to specifically thank the governor and indeed his government for this particular gesture. The chairman has already said there is a synergy that we see in Delta State that is actually absent in so many other states. But as I pointed out earlier, the reason is not far-fetched. We have very high and very respected members of our union in this government. And so we consider Delta State a home for the NUJ, a home for journalists, and a home indeed for the practice of journalism with dignity and with all the respect that we deserve. Thank you so very much, Delta State government and the people of Delta State, for this warm relationship that we have enjoyed. Let me say from my end, as leader of the union in the zone, that indeed we are very proud. The CPS was directly taken from our cabinet right to the heart of Delta service. And so we remain committed to the service of our people. We remain committed to ensuring that we carry out our duties, indeed perform our functions to the best of our abilities, and indeed with all everything required to ensure that we are professional and we do it with every integrity that it deserves. Thank you so very much, and God bless us all. Well, let me quickly recognize the Vice President of the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, Madam Stella Macaulay. I'm just seeing you. Great Norwegians. God bless us all.
Thank you very much. Please, can we put our hands together for the remarks from the national president, ably represented. I'd like to be on the same page with you because as far as I am also concerned, after NUJ Lagos is Delta. You can take it to the banks because I've been privileged to live in both places. NUJ Lagos, NUJ Delta. You can take it to the banks. Having said this, ladies and gentlemen, while appreciating the planning committee for this great job, I'd like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Stella Macaulay, Vice President South-South. Now watch. Is she here? Can we please put our hands together for her? You can do better than that, ladies and gentlemen. That's she out there. I'd like to also recognize the Secretary, South-South, Nice Landy Mayors here. I'd like to also appreciate you. Can you also put your hands together for her? She's somewhere around the curve. I'd like to also recognize my friend and brother, SSA to His Excellency, Dennis Otu. I greet you benevolently. Thank you so much for coming. Ambassador S.A. Ogene, award-winning Ambassador Media to His Excellency. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, running with the speed of light, I'd like to please make welcome our special guest of honor, the very savvy, quintessential gentleman, a man of many parts, the Honorable Commissioner, Public Works, Rural Roads, that's for Works, Rural Roads, and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniagu, for his address. Can we all rise on our feet? Ladies and gentlemen, he is representing His Excellency. Can we put our hands together as he makes his way upstage for the address? Thank you.
Thank you. Please sit down. The representative of the Speaker, chairmen of councils that are here, very senior government functionaries, the representative of the President of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, and other top officials of the union, the chairman of NUJ Delta and members of your team, permanent secretaries and directors, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Well, at this moment, my role has been fused into one. Ordinarily, if I wasn't here to represent the governor, I would be speaking as the commissioner in charge of information in Delta. But now that I'm here to represent His Excellency, I will be speaking on his behalf. But before I proceed to do that, permit me to recognize two very important issues that the chairman of NUJ Delta raised in the course of his speech. In the first instance, he recognized the performance of our administration and did affirm that indeed the more agenda is on course. Secondly, he also alluded to the fact that there is partnership between our government and indeed the media in Delta. I think I'm competent enough to also agree with him because I am perhaps a greater beneficiary of that partnership because the interface we usually have with gentlemen of the pen profession almost very regularly is something that speaks directly to that partnership. And on that note, I want to say thank you, Mr. Chairman, and also appreciate all members of the pen profession who have indeed provided the platform for that very robust partnership. Now I move straight into the speech of His Excellency, our dear Governor, Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis Orokwedo Borowori, the Governor of Delta State. This is the remark, His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State at the 2025 NU Delta State Press Week at the Orchid Hotel here in Asaba on this particular day, Thursday, 20th November 2025. I am honored to be with you today at the 2025 NUJ Delta State Press Week. This annual gathering is more than the celebration of journalism. It is a reaffirmation of the media's indispensable role in shaping our democracy, our economy, and indeed our collective future. The choosing theme, tax regimes and exchange rate unification, economic implication, and the media's strategic role is both timely and consequential for Nigeria's economic trajectory. So I beg your pardon, please. I am not going to take kindly to all those noise coming from even members of the... Come, please go and sit down. Oftentimes we listen to lawyers and medical practitioners who are supposed to show much more proper example than those persons. Even when your chairman and the president were speaking, you were still making the same noise. I don't think it's necessary. I can talk to you because I'm also one of you. So you are not going to begin to say, what is he saying? I'm also speaking as a journalist. Please let us also show decorum whenever we are gathered together. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, taxation remains the backbone of government revenue. Without effective tax regimes, no government can sustainably provide infrastructure, healthcare, education, security. Yet, taxation must be fair, transparent, and growth-oriented. Excessive or poorly structured taxes discourages investment, while weak enforcement undermines development. In Delta State, we are committed to reforms that are rooted in fairness, broaden the tax base, reduce leakages, and ensure that every naira collected is accounted and invested in our people. Nigeria's recent move towards exchange rate unification is a bold attempt to stabilize our currency, attract foreign investments, and eliminate distortions in forex markets. While the short-term implications include inflationary pressures and adjustment pains, the long-term benefits are clear. Greater investor confidence, a level playing field for businesses, and enhanced competitiveness for Nigerian goods and services. For Delta State, with our vibrant oil and gas as well as agricultural sectors, exchange rate volatility or stability is critical to unlocking our export potential and strengthening our drive towards economic diversification. These reforms, tax restructuring and exchange rate unification, are not abstract policies. They affect the prices of goods in our markets, the wages of our workers, and the survival of our small businesses. Government is working to cushion their impact through targeted social intervention mechanism, as well as investment in infrastructure and support for local industries. Our administration is committed to ensuring that these reforms translate into tangible benefits for Deltans and not merely statistical gains. In this wise, the media plays a strategic and irreplaceable role in this national transition. You are not passive observers. You are the bridge between policy and the people. Your responsibilities include educating the public on the rationale behind reforms, integrating government policies to ensure accountability, highlighting success stories of adaptation, and combating misinformation that can distort markets and weaken public trust. At this critical moment in our country's economic journey, it is especially important to avoid the spread of fake, misleading, and sensational news. Such content may generate attention, but it also inflames tension, destabilizes communities, and undermines confidence in national institutions. I urge journalists to uphold the highest standards of accuracy, objectivity, and professionalism. Truth must remain the foundation which your work stands. In this digital age, where information moves faster than ever, the influence of the media on public perception and national discourse is more powerful than at any other time in history. With that power comes a solemn responsibility. I therefore call on the NUJ and all journalists to embrace this responsibility with courage, fairness, and patriotism. Let us work together, the government, the media, and the citizens, to ensure that tax reforms and exchange rate unification becomes instruments of progress rather than sources of division. Delta State will continue to partner with the media, providing access to information and fostering transparency in governance. As we celebrate this press week, let us remember that the pen, the microphone, and the camera are powerful tools of exchange. When wielded responsibly, they illuminate the path towards economic stability, social justice, and national prosperity. Together, we can build a Delta State and a Nigeria where reforms are not feared, but embraced as stepping stones to greatness. I thank you, and may God bless the Nigerian Union of Journalists, God bless Delta State, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, the NYSC band, for bringing us up to speed. That was an address as presented by His Excellency Right Honorable Sheriff Oburiwori, the Governor of Delta State, represented here by the Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, our own Mr. Charles Aniagu. Thank you so much, sir. Please, for the benefit of the event as it unfolds, we would expect utmost decorum by tranquility. Utmost decorum by tranquility. That means we should be as quiet as we can as the event unfolds. It's not any way of insult, but a way of actually appealing to our personalities. Thank you so much. While appreciating everyone here present, Ambassador S.A. Dante, award-winning SSA, I'd like to appreciate you back to back on the more agenda. So quickly, I'll cue in our state chairman for a quick one. Thank you.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I just want to crave your indulgence on the presence of certain persons who I skipped in my protocol. The presence of the Vice Chancellor, University of Delta Agbo, Professor Stella Chiamaka. Thank you very much, ma. I can see the large delegation of management staff that you brought to this ceremony. We are most grateful. We are most grateful. We skipped the Commissioner for Finance, who actually brought in some members of the Ministry of Finance, and is represented by one of his aides. I cited him some time ago, but he has left. And of course, the chairman, the executive chairman, Udu Local Government Council, Comrade Vincent Oyibode, I spotted him somewhere. There are so many persons. The Director General, Bureau for Orientation and Public Communication, who is here ably represented by the Director of Orientation, Gertrude Onyekachuku Ute. There are so many. Please feel recognized wherever you are. It's not deliberate that omissions were made. So, of course, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Mr. Arodoji, your presence is highly recognized. Thank you all. Now, following our program and looking at the exigency of statecraft on the part of the governor, who is here capacity-wise represented by the Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, we want to make progress by doing our first presentation of awards, and that goes to the governor. To do that presentation, I want to invite to the podium the president of NUJ, Comrade Alhassan Yahya, who is also represented here by the Vice President Zone F, Comrade Opakama Dokubo. Please, let's give him a round of applause.
The President, National President of the NUJ is hereby represented by our Zone F Vice President. At this junction, may I humbly invite His Excellency, the Governor of our great state, represented by my boss and leader, the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rural and Public Information, Sir Charles Aniago, to receive this wonderful award. It is the first award in the series of awards for today. Please permit me to hand the microphone over to the National President of the NUJ, ably represented here to do the presentation.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me make it very clear that for NUJ, we take our awards very seriously. And that is why it is a policy of the NUJ that for a state council to give awards like this, it must have the express endorsement of the National Secretariat, headed by the President. So what is being handed over to the Governor today, or what is being done today, has gotten the approval of the President and the seal of the National Secretariat of the NUJ. What that would mean is that for whatever reason this award is being given, is endorsed, is appreciated, and indeed is wholeheartedly taken in by the Union at the very highest level. So it is my pleasure at this point that you do not see this award as from the State Council, as it were. From just the State Council, as it were. You want to consider it indeed as a national award. And so it is my privilege, here representing the #1 journalist in the country, to present this award for exceptional fiscal prudence, inclusive empowerment, and good governance to His Excellency, the Right Honorable Sheriff Oboroweri, Governor of Delta State of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you so very much, Governor.
Thank you. Let me, on behalf of my boss, His Excellency Right Honorable Elder Sheriff Francis Orogado Borowori, the Governor of our dear state, appreciate the NUJ, both the Delta State Council and the national body for this recognition extended to our governor and by extension our administration. Bearing in mind that Section 22 of the Nigerian Constitution vests in the media the sole responsibility of holding government accountable, I want to take it for granted that in exercise of that particular constitutional provision, you have examined the actions, the conduct, and the management of the affairs of Delta, and you came to this irrevocable decision that our governor deserves to be honored as a man who has maintained prudence, displayed accountability, and showed clear vision in line with his small agenda. Thank you very much, and God bless you for this recognition.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, and congratulations, His Excellency. Yes, the NYC band. Can you take it away from here? Thank you. While that presentation was being done, the chairman of the All Progressive Congress Delta State stepped into the arena. Can we please put our hands together for Elder Chief Emene Sobotie, Chairman APC Delta State. Thank you so much. Please, can we make a space for our Chairman APC, Elder Emene Sobotie. Thank you. I'd like to also recognize the representative of the General Manager, Delta Broadcasting Service Warri, represented here by Mrs. Marian Nweke, Assistant General Manager, DRTV Government House of Saba. Thank you so much, ma, for coming. I'm aware the Nigerian gas team has a very strong representation here. I'd like to welcome you. Quickly, I'd like to also recognize, by way of proper nomenclature, the beautiful wife of the chairperson, Bumadi Local Government Area Council, Honorable Mrs. Rejoice Andaye. Please, can you rise for recognition, madam? Thank you so much, and thank you for your support as far as your husband is concerned. Please, where is our APC chairman sitting? Chairman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please, may we have our leader, Father, Elder Olorogu Omeni Sobotie, seated first before we proceed. Honor must be given to whom it is due.
That is one of the things I've learned from my honorable commissioner. Yes, honor must be given to whom it is due. Thank you. While we are getting set, at this junction, a golden fish, they say, it has no hiding place. May I most respectfully and humbly invite back to the podium once again our chairman, Delta State Council, to take a grip of the next proceedings.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And once again, we want to welcome the chairman of the All Progressive Congress Delta State Chapter, Chief Omeni Subotie. This is another opportunity for me to especially appreciate the chairman, Bomadi Local Government Council, Honorable Dagidi Rollins Andai. I understand he also moved Bomadi to Asaba. That is solidarity. Thank you very much, sir, for partnering with NUG. God bless you richly. Madam, thank you. He came with his lovely wife. Madam, we are most grateful. Thank you so much. God bless you all. And without much ado, we want to do the second presentation, which affects His Excellency also. His Excellency is here represented by the Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads, and Public Information. He is also a recipient of our awards. Once again, I want to invite the President of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, who is here ably represented by the Vice President Zone F. Zone F stands for the 6 states in what they call South-South. And that is Comrade Opakama Dokubo to preside over the next presentation of awards.
Quickly, our award recipient is the other person than the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads, and Public Information, Mr. Charles Ehiedu Aniagu. Born in 1972 in Akumazi, Umoja, Ika Northeast Local Government Area of Delta State. He is a seasoned media and public relations professional turned politician. He earned an HND in mass communication, a PGD in public administration, and an MSc in human resource management. Aniagu's career includes stints as a political correspondent at DBN Television and AIT, then as Chief Press Secretary to the Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa. He later served as Commissioner for Information under Okowa in 2025, and he was appointed Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads, and Public Information in Delta State. Known for his integrity eloquence, and commitment to public service, Aniagu is highly regarded in both media and political circles. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you our own delectable Honorable Commissioner with a double portfolio, Charles Ehiedu Aniagu, for this award.
I guess I have not done this. But as a person, I find it a great honor to be doing this, especially to you. I lost interest in listening to Repower after you left. From you, for the first time, I heard the expression political jumpology on Repower. And so, I'd like to tell you that indeed we are proud as journalists to have someone like you. If you did it so well that we are so proud as a journalist, indeed you have excelled as a politician. And that, for us, is very instructive. And indeed, we want to say, you are someone so many of us who are still in practice, look up to. So today, it's a particular privilege for me as a person to hand this presentation to you, the Nigeria Union of Journalists Delta State Council Outstanding Public Service Award in Information Management and Infrastructure Development. To you, Mr. Charles Ehiedu Aniagu, the Honorable Commissioner Works, Rural Roads, and Public Information. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman of our great party, very senior government functionaries, especially my dear sister, the Vice Chancellor of University of Delta, Abo, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, I have received quite a number of awards, but this one touches my heart for so many reasons. Coming from my colleagues, and I didn't actually know that I was going to be given an award today. Usually, I dodge such things because I believe I'm just doing my work. But I do not take this for granted. I want to appreciate all of you for this recognition. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations. I'll give you just. Congratulations. Thank you so much. That's award winner, Honorable Charles Ehiedu Aniagu. Sebastian, what's your impression actually on the man Charles Aniagu?
Honorable Charles Aniagu is an enigma. He is one of those people during the governance and the government of His Excellency, the former governor of Delta State, Chief James Ibori. He is the type of person we call mixer-fix-it. Mixer-fix-it. That is the capacity that I see him. He's an enigma. Beyond communications and all that, he's the only commissioner in Nigeria. He's the only commissioner in Nigeria with double capacity, with multiple responsibility on those capacities. The little time I have worked with the Honorable Commissioner, Sir Charles Aniagu, he doesn't take no for an answer. There must be a solution. He doesn't take no for an answer. There must be a solution. He is a result getter. So please, my very wonderful colleague and brother, magnificent Onometano, don't ask me to tell you about Honorable Sir Charles Aniago. I might be biased. It's my big uncle. I might be biased. Just as you cannot ask me to tell you about the CPS, it's my uncle. I will be biased. They are too hardworking. They are too hardworking. I am directed to inform us all that there is need for a group photograph immediately before we proceed into the second section. Mr. Chairman, am I right? Before we move into the second section, starting from Captain Elia. Captain Elia Bauer, that is the PRO 63 Brigade, Asaba. He's also the one representing the Commander 63 Brigade, Nigerian Army. This man won assist, so I've been on a clap for him. Some of you will not understand. I fear uniform past anything. Whether na army uniform, police uniform, even school uniform, I dey fear. Anything uniform, I dey fear am. Nigeria no hard. Now you won't make them by force. Just take them easy. Mr. Chairman, we need another award presentation before the group photograph.
I have just been informed that His Excellency is leaving with an individual to a very important assignment that is of statecraft, and so it will be improper for His Excellency to leave alone. It is on that note that I want to announce the presentation of awards to another distinguished Nigerian, a veteran journalist, and an entrepreneur of repute. This is a man that has touched the lives of Nigerians, particularly journalists, in many ways. He is an elder in the profession and is a man of no mean repute. I am not capable of talking about his personality enough, but to do that presentation, I want to request the presence of the Speaker of the Delta State House of Assembly, who is here ably represented by the Chief Press Secretary, Comrade Nkem Nweke. I am sorry I startled you, but you are capable. I was just skimming to know who is well able to do that presentation. I'm talking about Achiwaju Shola Adebayo. Please, let's welcome him to the podium with a resounding round of applause. Shola Adebayo is the MD CEO of Lawal Iyonda Farms, Delta State, Nigeria. You are a leader par excellence, a grassroots mobilizer, the managing director, CEO, Lawal Iyonda Farms, Delta State, Nigeria.
Now our papa be this, oh, we not get another one. Now our papa be this, oh, Now our papa be this, oh, we not get another one. Our papa be this, oh, be this, oh, we not get another one. Now our papa be this, oh.
After this one, okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The awardee, Asiwaju Shola Adebayo, is a well-known personality, not just in the media profession. I represent the Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly, at this ceremony. So I'm privileged to be doing this presentation on behalf of the Speaker. He deserves even more. About 24 hours ago, his benevolence rescued our union for what he did to save life. And I read just the first line of appreciation of the young man. He thanked you for giving him a chance to fight. You have done even much more than that. We appreciate you. We cannot, Nigeria Union of Journalists cannot thank you enough. But believe me, as a Christian, God will continue to meet you at the point of your need. So on behalf of the Speaker, Delta State House of Assembly, and on behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists worldwide, not just Delta State, I present this award to you. Congratulations. Sir,
Chairman APC Delta State. Chairman APC Delta State. My elder brother, Elder Omene Sobotie. I'm not a protocol person. It's an error that I recognize my brother first, who is Elder Omene Sobotie. I should have recognized the executive governor of Delta State, ably represented here by my brother, the man we donated on the other side. And you are making us proud. You are making us proud. We didn't make a mistake by asking you to go there on the other side. I called Charles Anagu yesterday. I said, okay, we have a function tomorrow. And that's the grand finale. I said, you need to bring more money. He said he has given more money to the NUJ. I said, I knew that you brought money. But the one you brought was insufficient. You had to bring more money. And because everything is about more. Everything is about more. Charles Anagu say, you are my leader. If you say I should bring more money, I have to bring more money. And within an hour, more money came into the NUJ account. We want to appreciate you for what you are doing for us. The glory of a king lies in the welfare of his people.
and you have sufficiently demonstrated that. God will continue to protect you in robust age and prosper you more so that you can do more for us. This award is dedicated to the NUJ because when they told me they were going to honor me, I said no. We should rather celebrate people that have helped us. But the pressure has been on me that I should take it. Even they were trying to stampede me to come to the front row. I said no, I should remain there. Because anywhere you find the king, it is a palace. I'm very grateful for this award. It will spur some of us to do more. Because the working too is more. The executive governor has given us a directive that which all of us should do more. We will continue to do more. Charles will do more. Everybody here will do more. Me too, I will do more for NUJ. Thank you so much.
Don't worry. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Hold on.
I am sorry, like Asuwaju said, he's not a protocol person. And this is outside protocol, if you like. But I think it's important for me to do this. I was almost going to give a charge to the Asuwaju, but today he has explained it, and I understand better. And I want to tell you this, why you probably put on hold the award that was to be given to you by the zonal leadership, not just the state council. But like you have said, and I do fully understand now, that indeed it was your own decision to say, look, let us concentrate on others. But the fact that you have accepted this, I want to say that zonal award is still waiting for you. We want to particularly appreciate you for what you have been doing for journalists and journalism in Delta State. You are one person at every point in time. When I spoke earlier, I said, look, consistently what we have received from Delta State, the report we have received, is that of assistance, is that of encouragement, and is that of support, not only from government, but from individuals and organizations as well. And right from within, we say indeed we are proud to have someone like you who has not relented in giving support and assistance whenever it is needed. Your report is very much with us, even at the National Secretariat, that you have been a very big pillar of this union, even in this state. I want to say on behalf of the President, Alassane Yahaya, that the union celebrates you and indeed fully recognizes with this award given to you today. Thank you so very much, and God bless you more for us. Thank you, sir.
Asiwaju prophesy. NUJ members don't sing praises.
Prophesy. Prophesy. Okay. Prophesy in what? In what form? In what form? In Naira. Okay. Come. Our benefactor is here. Yes. International ball. Yesterday, when the NUJ was stranded, We prophesy about 10 million now. Yes, she did. We prophesy about 10 million. But now, we want to prophesy on behalf of my friends. I will still further prophesy 10 million for Delta Council and 5 million for the Zona Council. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
10 million for the State Council and 5 million for the Zonal Council. The prophecy is in tandem with the more agenda. More.
Let me call it three.
1, 2,
Let me call it three.
let me hide them. This is what I do for you.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. The next category of award is the Award of Excellence in Transformational Leadership. Award of Excellence in Transformational Leadership. The award recipient is none other person but an academic bulldozer, an academic juggernaut, an erudite scholar, Professor Stella Chiemeke. Please, a round of applause. If you love something good, make some noise. Aha.
Thank you very much. We are not oblivious of the fact that the air conditioning here is not friendly. And again, we have the lecture which is pending. The lecture is very key. I hope after this next presentation of awards, people will not leave the ingredients and go away, because the ingredient of today's gathering is actually the lecture. And the icing is the awards. So, on that note, we want to give another award presentation. And I want to call on the on the speaker again. On the speaker again. To do this award presentation. Let me hold it for you. Where you are.
Let's free from. Congratulations, madam. On behalf of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ Delta State Council, the award is Award of Excellence in Transformational Leadership. Congratulations, madam. Okay. Award of Excellence in Transformational Leadership presented to Professor Stella Chiemeke.
the Vice Chancellor, University of Delta, Agbo, in recognition of your visionary and result-oriented leadership that has transformed the University of Delta, Agbo into the fast rising center of learning, where academic standard, discipline, and innovation thrive. Congratulations.
Yeah, Mike.
You don't know, say we are closer. So why did you
Let's take this picture.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Delta State, ably represented by my brother, Honorable Commissioner for Information, Honorable Charles Eyedu Aniago, my own brother. The APC Chairman, the Chief Press Secretary, NUJ Chairman, National and Delta State, permit me to adopt the already established protocol. I'm indeed greatly honored that NUJ Delta State is awarding me this award of excellence in transformational leadership. And I'm dedicating this award to this beautiful team that God has endowed me with. I didn't do the work alone. We have distinguished principal officers here, council members, the staff and students of University of Delta, Agbo. We thank God that everyone is recognizing the work that we are doing in University of Delta. But I must say today, we want to give honor to Comrade Pastor Eddie Ogude. He came into University of Delta and assisted the university and gave us visibility. He transformed the protocol office, the public unit, and from there the University of Delta became so visible that everybody from far and near want to come into University of Delta. Pastor Ogude, thank you so much for that visibility. And I want to let you know, do you know that University of Delta Agbo is ranked 51 out of the 365 universities in Nigeria. And so we want to appreciate everyone. We appreciate the support of the government, because without the government, we will not be where we are. So to this beautiful team, I say thank you very much. And to NUJ Chairman Delta State, I appreciate you. I was hearing do more. That more, we will see you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, the University of Delta, Agbo, receiving the very wonderful award of excellence right here at this year's edition of the Press Week. Wonderful. As soon as we are done here, we are moving to Bomadi. Meanwhile,
Congratulations to our awardees. We'll just run through the various awards, and it will be time for our discussions. Please, before we deplete the high table, we'd like to invite everybody on the high table for a group photograph upstage. If you know you are sitting on the white seat, we'll do that, and after that we'll go to the next award for this afternoon. Honorable Andaye, you'll be next, and after that we'll take on Chief Vincent Oyibode and Nigerian Gas. That is the next after this group photograph. So please take note. Chief Vincent Oyibode and Honorable Daigo Rollins and the award-winning chairman, Bomadi Local Government. And of course, party chairman, Elder Chief Sobotier. Okay, Olorogo, whichever. Elder. Please, every person on the white seat, it is not yet complete. We still have the representative of the Honorable Attorney General and the chairman of the Delta State Board of Internal Revenue making up the group photograph. And after that, we'll go straight to the awards for the gas and all right, Internal Revenue Services. Okay, our next awardee, Transformational Development Legacy Award, presented to Honorable Daigo Rollins Andaye, Chairman, Bomadi Local Government Area. Please, can we put our hands together? You can do better than that, ladies and gentlemen. I have been invited, or rather told that the party chairman to present it. And Chief Secretary, party chairman, please, you have to present this award. Elder Sobotiomoni to present this award of Transformational Development Legacy Award to the award-winning chairman, Bomadi Local Government. Thank you.
Let me proceed by making the presentation. Nigeria Union of Journalists Delta State Council is hereby giving this award to Honorable Dangidi Rollins Andy for his Transformational Development Legacy Award. I must confess that I'm here today because he's the awardee. Wow. I was actually on my way to Ozoro when he told me about the award. And honestly, I feel that the only way to appreciate him for what he's doing for his people in Bomodi is not to send a word, but to be physically present. And that is why I'm here.
So from the bottom of my heart, I make this presentation to you, encourage you not to relent in your duty and responsibility to the people of Omodi local government. Thank you.
Let me first of all return glory back to Almighty God who had made this possible. Dedicate this award to God and God alone who has made this possible. Let me also thank the NUJ, I think, for your thorough and your diligent search to have found me worthy to be given this Transformational Legacy Award. I deeply appreciate it. I pray not to take it for granted. I pray I will not abuse it. I know, just like what the professor said, it is a call to do more. And I think we never did what we did to be given an award, but it's the passion we have for our people. And if today the little we have done, somebody somewhere was looking at us and found us to be given an award, I think it is a call for me to go back to Bomandi, my local government, to do more for my people. Thank you and God bless you.
So we will now invite the... This one will not waste time.
It's my brother. Let me go. He knows.
So what you just experienced was the outcome of a thorough research carried out by the NUJ Delta State Council. We went around the 25 local government areas to do what we call on-the-spot assessment of developmental efforts by the various local government council chairmen. And we arrived with just 2 local government council chairmen. The Bomadi local government council chairman and the Udu local government council chairman. So it's on that note that we want to invite the chairman of Udu local government council, Comrade Chief Honorable Vincent Oyibode, to come and take his well-deserved award. And again, I want to invite our president to do this presentation.
DJ, hold on small. Please, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, my name is Sebastian Ikboza. I'm not in a hurry. My colleague right here is Magnificent Onome Tano. Right now, we are down to the presentation of award to the second and next local government that is receiving this award. My chairman.
This is NUJ. It is unusual. I mean, you know our stance. I don't know, as journalists, when it comes to local government administration. The perception we have is that the local government administration in Nigeria is not working. And so if we ourselves are able to pick out one or two to say, indeed, these ones are working, we want you to believe us that you are doing well. It is on the strength of that, I, on behalf of the Delta State Council of the NUJ, present to you this award for outstanding local government leadership in security and peace building. Presented to you, Chief Vincent Oyibode, Chairman of the Local Government Council. Thank you. In recognition of your exemplary leadership by strengthening security, fostering unity, and restoring peaceful coexistence in Idu local government area. On this special day, Thursday, 20th November 2025. Congratulations, sir. And please, don't forget to do more for your people.
Good afternoon, everyone. The leadership of NUJ, top government functionaries here present. I'm indeed happy for today because many people have been coming to me, many organizations that they want to give me an award. But this case, I was only informed yesterday evening that I must come to Asaba by my information officer that among the awardees. I say, because what I have been saying, what have I done to deserve an award? That is my reply to very many people. But this underscored the fact that when the NUJ visited, I never knew, after touring the 25 local government, I was also singled out among those who have performed. This is a call to more service. All my agenda, don't forget I was Commissioner for Oil and Gas. I think the first Yoruba man to be Commissioner of Oil and Gas in the state. And this is my family. I'm a retired information officer from the Sopadec, Assistant Director. So that I saw my name here today and I was given this honor. It is called to do more. And my people, the Udu people, are indeed happy because all the transition to have a new king, all the hula ballo were resolved amicably. My chairman of the NUG, what it's Shola Adebayo that called me yesterday and told me that I've not done anything. Go and do something. I said, yes, sir, because it's a mentor. So I said, say do anything. I do small thing, but I will do more. And my information officer will bring it, you know. The Adebayo, they'll be my elders, I'm my junior. So I want to tell you that I'm most grateful. I'm most grateful. And I will not disappoint this house. I will not disappoint this council because I'm one of your own. And you will be proud of me by the grace of God. I want to thank you, and I dedicate this award to the youth of Udu Kingdom who have resolved not to do court fight since I came in. Because when I came in 1 year, 3 months ago, before I came in, there was a lot of courtesan clashes in Udu local government. But today, everywhere is peaceful. So I dedicate this award to them. To God be the glory. Thank you.
Congratulations, sir. Now, we are going straight to the lecture, but let's do the last presentation. Then we'll go straight to the lecture. After now. Bring Nigeria.
All right, we'll take the very last before we go into panel lecture series. Nigerian gas. Nigerian gas. Nigerian Gas, where are you? Mr. Shola Adebayo, your table is bound. I can see Vijon, Patrick. I can see you, a senior lecturer, a veteran broadcaster, Patrick Edema, Mikey Kogo. I can see you guys. All right, our next awardee, ladies and gentlemen, Nigerian Gas. Where is this award? Prince, SSA on community newspapers. Prince, can you wave? Let me know you are here. SSA on community newspapers, I greet you. All right, we'll do this quickly. Nigerian Gas. Next on the line of our awardees for today. And honorably, all right, thank you so much, my chairman. And I think we still have the representative of our national president. All right, Churchill.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is the last award before we proceed to the lecture proper, and it's on Nigerian Gas, NNPC Gas Infrastructure Company Limited. Here is just a short citation. The NNPC Gas Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, formerly the Nigerian Gas Company, is a subsidiary of NNPC Limited and a central pillar of Nigeria's gas-driven economic aspiration. Headquartered in Warri, Delta State, the company operates in 11 states: Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Edo, Delta, Rivers, Kogi, Imo, Abia, Cross River, and Akwa Ibom states. It currently manages an extensive gas transportation system of over 2,000 kilometers, guided by a tripodal mandate to construct, operate, and maintain gas transmission network in line with the Nigerian Gas Transportation Network Code, enhance domestic gas utilization for power generation, gas-based industries, and commercial customers, and acquire stakes in operational gas processing assets. NGIC is ISO 901-2015 certified and committed to transporting on specification natural gas safely, reliably, and sustainably across the country. NGIC plays an indispensable role in powering Nigeria's economy. Beyond facilitating domestic gas utilization and industrial growth, the company is a backbone of electricity generation, delivering gas that fuels many Nigeria's major power plants. It leads the construction and operation of critical national infrastructure, including the Ajakuta-Kaduna-Kanu gas pipeline, the strategic OB3, Obiafu, Obricom, Oben gas pipeline, Escravos Lagos pipeline system, and several ongoing expansion projects that are opening new corridors for manufacturing, energy supply, and regional integration. NGIC's strategic importance also extends beyond Nigeria's border through its link with the West African Gas Pipeline Company, WAPCO, and its role in the upcoming Africa-Atlantic pipeline, which will further position Nigeria as a regional energy powerhouse. In recognition of the above realities, The Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, Delta State Council, is today rewarding NNPC Gas Infrastructure Company Limited, NGIC, with an award of excellence. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Delta State Council of the NUJ, indeed, when I spoke earlier, I mentioned that our recognition, the stamp and the seal of the National Secretariat is usually upon our awards. And that would be that we recognize as individuals, as organizations, how much you deliver on your mandate. We're talking about gas here, and I don't know whether a lot of Nigerians are happy at this moment. But as a union, the council here, we are aware, and they have told us that you have been a company that has actually been very strongly in touch with the union here, and that consistently you have been in support, consistently you have hosted the union. Indeed, whatever you do for journalists, you don't do for them, you actually do for society. That is the way we see it. And so today, for me, it is a particular privilege and honor to present to you, on behalf of the State Council, a legacy award for media engagement in nation building. Indeed, when you engage the media, it means even when you're not doing well, it means you are willing to do better. And even when you are doing well, it means you want to do more. Because the moment you step into the media arena, you know you are in the eye of the public, and you cannot afford to fail. So, I present to you, to Engineer Audu Ibrahim, here represented by the management team led by, is he engineer now? Felix Ejeweke. Thank you so very much, and please, you pardon me. This award, this legacy award of media, for media engagement in nation building, presented to you, Engineer Audu Ibrahim, the Managing Director, NNPC Gas Infrastructure Company Limited, in recognition of your organization's exemplary commitment to public communication and national development. On this very day, Thursday, November 20, 2025. Congratulations, sir.
Please, attention, attention, those behind the banner. Please, you are distracting us. The noise coming from there is too much. Please, please, please. We have not, please.
Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have the lectures immediately, and the lecture is just for 10 minutes, and after that we'll go into the panelist discussion. All right, a remark from the guardsman.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are really very happy for this recognition. I would just want to say thank you. Whatever we have been doing that led to this, we hope to sustain it and to build more on that, so that we can continue to keep the relationship we have together. Once more, I want to say thank you. I would not take this award for granted. Thank you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. I'd like to invite the panelists. Quickly, the representative of the Attorney General, Ifemena, and the representative of, they will be seated while the lecture will be on, and after that they will take it away from there. The representative of the Board of Delta State Internal Revenue Service, Mrs. Uwejeya, Secretary of the Board, and our officer from Okay? We already have two of them there. Enite, Igeri, Igere, media practitioner. And Mr. Godwin Osai, economist. And the moderator, Mr. Ruki Onoro. Mr. Ruki Onoro is the moderator, while the presenter of the lecture, Senator Onowakbo Thomas, represented here. Do we have the representative here? Mr. Eric Ikelege. Thank you. You have 10 minutes. Chairman Oyibode, thank you so much for your presence. Warri Oil and Gas Chapel, we know you are there, but please let's have some quiet. Thank you.
Let me start by acknowledging all of us and all of you here, gentlemen of the press. I want to hope that in the course of this keynote address, they will not take the gentlemen out of the press. My name is Uswazo Eric Ikelebe, fellow of the Chartered Institute of Accountants of Nigeria. I'm here on the instruction of my principal to deliver his keynote address. Let me begin by acknowledging His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, that was represented by the Commissioner for Works, as in rural roads and public information. I will stand on existing protocols and say good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I need to get your response so that I will not feel I'm talking to myself. Good afternoon, gentlemen of the press. Thank you for that response. It is with humility and privilege that I have been assigned to present my principals, represent my principal, distinguished Senator Joel Onowakbo, a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Accountants and fellow of the Chartered Institute of Taxation, and to deliver his keynote address to you and initiate the discourse on the economic implications of tax regime and exchange unifications and the media's strategic role. Please, I want to ask that you permit me to present this address, and to get this permission, I want to request that the noise should be taken care of. Master of ceremony, if the noise will not be taken care of, I will stand and we will wait, because I don't believe this is a gentleman's response to organized settings like this. Okay, tax regime, tax reforms, and exchange rate unification, they are central pillars of a broader agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to stabilize and grow our economy. These reforms are strategic actions to rebuild an economy that works for all. I will try not to be academic, but tax reforms, they constitute the laws, the regulations, and policies that regulate the imposition of and collection and enforcement of taxes in a country. This describes how government generates its revenue from the people and the economy. In simple terms, it means the laws that show us how government collects money from people and businesses within a country. The implication on the economy is huge, and it could result in positive or negative outcomes. For instance, a slim tax net, an ineffective collection system with high costs, high rates, unfair tax, multiple taxes will reduce government revenue and its ability to fund projects. It will discourage economic activities, it will slow down investment, and on the other hand, a broad tax net, a clear and fair tax rate, simplified tax laws, effective and efficient collection system, it will create a positive impact for growth and growth experience. But determining these outcomes places an enormous responsibility on government, especially where there is a need for a transition that requires sacrifices, building trust, and altering attitudes. Let me highlight the pre-Tinubu administration tax regime and the President Tinubu's improvement efforts to initiate a tax regime that can guarantee a positive economic effect. Before President Tinubu, we have multiple tax laws: the company income tax, the personal income tax, the value added tax, and so on. All these are different acts. We also have multiple collection agencies. We have the Federal Inland Revenue Service, the Nigerian Custom Services, the Nigerian Ports Authority, and even NIMASA. The government was unable to tax digital transactions and their income, like cryptocurrencies and the like. There were difficulties in processing tax refunds, and the tax laws were both complicated and some of them were outdated. So this also meant that there was a large undocumented informal sector. When President Tinubu came in, he looked into the system and observed that for years, Nigeria had confronted situation where the tax system was cumbersome, unpredictable, and we relied heavily on a small fraction of our productive population. And we were all blinded by our oil revenue. President Tinubu recognized that no nation can truly progress with a narrow tax base or a system that hinders business growth. Thus, the tax reform began, and almost immediately when he assumed office. The results are the 4 tax laws that we have. These is the tax laws 2025, and the new regime is anchored on some values which the government wants to achieve. One of them is a simple and clear tax regime. So the conflicting and multiple and complex tax laws and the many collection agencies were dismantled. The result is a simple and clear tax law and procedures with a predictable tax environment that give individuals and businesses the confidence and consistency that build trust, which will improve compliance. So we now have the Nigerian Tax Act, where all the laws have been comprised into the personal income tax, company and business tax, all of them, even the stamp duty levies, everything can now be found in one book, one act, the Nigerian Tax Act. Then the Federal Inland Revenue Service was renamed through the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act, and it made it the sole agency that collects Nigerian taxes and revenue. We also have the Nigerian Tax Administration Act that details the administration of the tax process. The Joint Revenue Board Establishment Act, you have the processes and guidelines for intergovernmental administration, and it also creates the Office of the Tax Ombudsman. This office will handle taxpayers' complaints. Let me congratulate our own Dr. John Wabwezi, who have been appointed the Tax Ombudsman of Nigeria by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The second value is fair, broad, and people-centered tax system. The target is to increase the revenue of government without creating more tax burden for the households and businesses, especially small businesses, while encouraging improved documentation of low-income earners. And the idea here is, let those who should pay tax, they should pay a fair rate. The tax net will be expanded efficiently. It is the goal of the federal government to achieve improved income-generated activities, thereby improving revenue of businesses and individuals. In this new tax, the tax earning, the earning of minimum wage, the minimum wage earners are no longer taxed, and also the allowances has been expanded such that anyone earning between 0 and 800,000 will not be taxed. There is additional 20% annual rent allowance, and up to a maximum of 500,000. This, I believe, will encourage the people to document their earning. The third one is economic growth and incentive that can attract investment. With a clear and simplified tax system, businesses are able to plan better. They will reduce their stress and the cost of doing business, at the same time improve the ease of compliance. In addition, the increase of the list of tax-exempt and zero-tax business activities makes Nigeria competitive to investment, job creation, and economic growth. For instance, in this new tax, I think it's in section 56, we have exemption of startup expenses the zero tax bracket for small companies have increased. The small companies, they are known in the act as companies that are generating 50 million and below in revenue, and they own assets that is not above 250 million. I believe this will encourage more persons to go into business. There is also the increase of the list of VAT exempt and zero tax businesses. We have agriculture, education, and some land and real estate, land and building, etc. One beauty of this new tax law is the inclusion of visual assets and digital transactions. They can now be taxed. The fourth one is transparency and accountability. You and I, as citizens of Nigeria, we want to know how government revenue is collected, the amount that is collected, and we want to see where this money are going. With this new tax law, through automation, data integration, and reduce human discretion, the reforms will help to curb corruption, improve trust in public institutions. A transparent tax ecosystem will foster a healthy relationship between citizens and government. Let me now talk on exchange rate unification. Floating the exchange rate was the second policy that performed surgery on our economy. Before President Tinubu's administration, Nigeria operated multiple exchange rate systems, which do not encourage foreign investment, nor does it strengthen local production. Rather, it created confusion, it discouraged investors, it reduced purchasing power, and it allowed arbitrage. And for government, it reduces their ability and efficiency of resource allocation. The exchange rate unification policy is aimed at reversing these narratives. We are very quick as citizens and journalists to point out these negative narratives that policies or we experience in our economy. And President Tinubu have taken a bold step to reverse these narratives. But the immediate effect of this was a devastating, sharp increase in exchange rates and general price of goods and services. Before we talk of the gains, you know, we are very import dependent. So any alteration, any change in the foreign exchange, any of the foreign exchange contributors, it will alter the prices of goods produced at home. As much as even the gari that we plant cassava, we take care of the land and produce the gari. When exchange rates increases, the price of gari increases. It is difficult to understand why an increase in dollar will affect the increase of palm oil and gari that we sell in our local village markets. But this policy has started yielding some gains. These gains may not be visible to the ordinary man, but it is a macroeconomic gain. We have higher capital importation. In 2023, the capital importation was $3.9 billion. But in 2024, after this policy started to take shape, the importation increased to $5.6 billion. And in this year, only in the first quarter, we have recorded a $5.4 billion in 2025. Sorry, in 2024, it was 7.1 billion. So see the growth from 3.9 to 7.1, and in first quarter, we have already gotten 5.6. The second benefit we are witnessing is the increase in availability of foreign currencies. And this results in reduced pressure on the central bank. Also, investors' confidence are increasing, and that's what we see. That's the only interpretation of the increase in capital importation. Now, the joy we have as a government is that the market is now taking control over the exchange rates, and it is resulting in a decline. So from a peak of 1,695 naira to $1 in September last year, it has gradually come down to 1,440 naira per dollar as at 16th of November 2025. This gain, thank you, this gain may not, put money in your pocket, but it is a gain that restructures the macroeconomic environment that will eventually affect how we produce value and how we convert this value to money in our pockets. With the positive balance of payments that we are experiencing from the drastic reduction in importation of petroleum products and the improvement in exports, the stress on the naira will further reduce. This will translate to a more improvement of the value of naira in the coming days. This December, it is predicted, it is forecasted that this December, which usually every December the foreign exchange price of dollar normally goes up, but this December it is a forecast that it will further go down because of two reasons. One, Dangote's exports, Dangote's production of petroleum products, and the general increase in exports of agricultural products. So in Senator Jewell's opinion, the trust and the objective of these twin policies of tax reform and exchange rate unification can be summarized as follows. One, economically viable citizens should earn money and they should be able to save. Increase household earnings above tax brackets should pay fair tax. And also, the small businesses should be able to earn money and reinvest their money, their earnings. And the availability of foreign exchange should result in increased SME businesses and their production. But very importantly, what is the support of the Senate? In formulating these policies and addressing our economic incapabilities, the President's administration was focused on enabling the average economy active citizens and fuel resilience of SME. At the National Assembly, we have taken a position of giving every possible support to achieve the recovery that will position Nigeria for a long-term economic growth. The goal is economic development, and the target is empowered human capital and small businesses. As Senator representing the good people of Delta South Senatorial District and chairman of the Senate Committee on Local Content, he has facilitated a lot to foster self-reliance, improve industry fit compliance, workforce, and properly position Nigerians and constituents in particular for various opportunities. He has a lot of job creation of opportunities through the enforcement of the local content laws and regulations. He has provided a portal, emails, and even phone lines that citizens can reach out to report erring companies of these laws. For skill acquisition, he has facilitated the training of over 100 constituents and Nigerians to get skill sets that are related to the local, oil and gas industry. More importantly, Senator Jewel have facilitated 7 young engineers who have been assisted into a 2-year program to practice in the oil sector that will prepare them for the kind of experience they need to get a good job. There are 2 legislations that we need to mention. One is the Federal Oil and Gas Hospital in Berenkuku, and also the Oil and Gas Content Development Institute in Emidi. These legislation, the first one have been passed, and when it is signed into law by the president, that hospital will kick off. The institute is receiving attention, and when it is done, it will prepare people for the oil and gas sector. Now, this is the crux of the matter. Let me conclude with this. I would like to have your attention on this conclusion, because everything I've been saying now, you can easily just get them, you can research them, and you can have them. Mr. What's this guy's name? Yeah, I need your attention. I'm about concluding now, okay, and I want us to understand this part, because this one concerns you, that is the journalist. Yes.
Your Excellencies, Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, some of us are just wondering, how many lectures are we listening to? By the virtue of the fact that this happens annually, NUJ Press Week, those, our leaders, our brothers and sisters, by that billboard, can we please give decorum a chance? Can we please give decorum a chance? We don't want to say much. Please, sir, round up, sir.
Thank you. Now, what is your strategic role? Every of us can easily imagine, oh, I'm a journalist, I know what to do, you are certified, you are working and all of that. But please, this is what we need. And this is what Senator Jewel Onoabo is conversing. The beauty of all this grammar we have been speaking is only in the impact that the policies we make on the average Nigerian. And this impact, they are in 2 stages. First is the acceptance of these policies and changes, and the other one is the positive impact that will come from implementing them. So, and that's where you are needed. The absence of the first one, through misinformation, open people to chaos and rejection attitude. And this is a major enabler for policy failures. We cannot hold government when we are the one creating the chaos. And we need you in this state. So, unfortunately, in this age of social media, everybody is a publisher. But social media could not make people journalists. Only you are the journalist. With constructive ideas that will reduce the challenges of media to control negativity. We want you to come up with suggestions that will improve the quality of your output. We need you to help to redefine our people's perception about government. You should constructively review the shortcomings of government and engage government. Above all, it's expected that you will tell our good stories. The federal government is in their need of you. Please do not fail us. We are hopeful that this discourse will lead to improvement and more beneficial service to our country. God bless the National Union of Journalists. God bless Delta State. And God bless Nigeria.
If you have all listened very well, you will have clapped more than that. You see what noise they cause? I personally blame the Department of Food and Drink. They don't know their work. We for clap pass like that. Department of Food and Drink, please get to work now. Get to work now. We have some awardees that are coming up, but before that, we want to invite Comrade Rookie. Comrade Rookie Onoro, who is already seated. Are you with your mic, sir? Are you with your mic? To take charge of this segment and give us a 10 minutes overview of what just transpired. As I'm instructed, 10 minutes overview of what transpired. No, before I came, they told me 30 minutes. But when I noticed that there is climate change in this area, from the complaint we got, do your best.
Thank you, sir. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. All right, so we're going to do this real quick. My name is Rookie Onoro, and I will be the moderator of this panel session. I'm indeed very honored to sit before distinguished gentlemen and ladies. So let's get right into it. We've just heard a beautiful address, a lecture coming from Joel Onowako. Thomas is a distinguished senator right here in Delta State. And now we're going to move into the panel discussion. And right here I have some personalities that I know you would love. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I'd like to make you know some of the people that we have here. I have seated here, starting from my far left, Ifemena Itimi Adeyeri. She's a lawyer and she's the representative of the Attorney General of Delta State. Please, let's give her a big warm welcome. Thank you. And seated next to her, we have Mrs. Juliet Owojayan. She is representing the chairman, Delta State Board of Internal Revenue. Please give her a big hand as well. And also we have an economist, and in the person of Mr. Godwin Osai. Mr. Godwin Osai, you're very much welcome. And lastly, we have, right by my side here, my brother and friend, Enite Igeme. Igere, let's give him a big hand. He's a media practitioner here. And we're going to be discussing some of these important information that we just heard from Senator Joel Onowakbo. But before I take on each and every one of you one at a time, I'd like for you to briefly, for only 20 seconds, what comes to your mind when you hear the topic of discussion today? I would like to start with you, representative of the Attorney General. Please, can we have one house so we can hear the discussants on the floor? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. The topic of today is tax regimes, exchange rate unification, its economic implication, and media strategic role. Basically, what this is all about is actually, has to do with the tax laws that have come into play in recent times, how it directly impacts on the economy of Nigeria and particularly Delta State, because that's where we are at the moment. Okay, and then one very major thing is the role that the media has to play in sensitizing the general populace of all of these that have come into effect recently. That is the new tax laws and the exchange rate unification.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we're going to come back to you so you tell us some of these tax laws. So sitting close to you, of course, is Mrs. Owejayan. She's representing the Board of Internal Revenue Service here in Delta State. Now, you guys are the ones in charge of collecting our taxes. So what comes to mind when you hear this topic, tax regimes and exchange rate unification, the economic implications and the media strategic role? 30 seconds.
Okay, tax regimes. We all know that taxes have been reformed over the years. And the current one is the new tax laws and the reforms that is going to take effect from 1st January 2026. And because of the arbitration of different taxes here and there, in order to eradicate this double taxation, to eradicate the pressure of taxes on the lower income earners, that is the reason for the new reforms. And how does this affect the economy at the end of the day? It's the reflection of the topic, exchange rate unification.
Absolutely.
And then the area where the media has to come into place to convince and to talk to people how these things are done, the truth. There are so many versions that we have, but the media has a role to play in giving out the true version of how these taxes are to take place.
Thank you so much. Now we're going to come back to you. You know, you are representing the Board of the chairman and Delta State Board of Internal Revenue Service. But let's come to the economist in the house. When you hear tax regimes and exchange rate unification, what is the first thing that comes to your mind, sir?
Thank you. What came to my mind was specifically the very critical and unique role that journalists have to play in reorienting our society. Both the government and the governed. Because there are a lot of There are a lot of things that people don't know about. You just hear you are using our taxpayers' money. You know, I thought that this was an opportunity for the press, the journalists, to begin to bring a handshake and deconstruct the complexities
It's all right.
involved
It's
in
all right.
taxation and governance.
All right. Thank you. We're going to come back to you on the economic implications of this new tax regime. And now to the media man in the house. The three of them said the role the media will play, the role the media will play. But before we delve into that in proper, tell us what's on your mind when you first heard about this tax regime and the exchange rate unification, you know, the economic implications. What was the first thing that came to your mind?
First of all, you will realize that these two economic policies are like the boldest decisions any Nigerian leader has made since the Civil War. Because these are decisions that affect every Nigerian. And as such, you know, it's something that will affect us to a point that it will either change the country economically or maybe disrupt how we see ourselves. And we saw it that before the laws were passed, or they were passed, the bills were passed and then signed into law, Nigerians didn't really understand it because the government made a lot of mistakes in how it engaged the press and how it engaged the citizens. And so we found that there were so many different versions coming out. And so, yes, it's an opportunity for the media, but then it's also an opportunity for government to really interact with the media and then the people. Because what we saw was that it became a political tool in the hands of government rather than really being what it's supposed to be.
All right, all right. Please, can you give my panelists here a round of applause for this first session of beautiful answers that they've given us. All right, so let's delve deeply. Because of time, we may just do one question for the four of you, but the question will be tailored to your area of specialization. Are we together? So I'd like to begin with the Attorney General here. I mean, you're representing the Attorney General of Delta State. These tax laws, please, they are still very strange to a lot of Nigerians. Can you give us an understanding of these laws and how they affect the average Nigerian positively?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically what we have as regards the new tax laws, you know, are in 4 different dimensions, so to speak. Okay? The first of which is the Nigerian Tax Act. What the Nigerian Tax Act has come to do is to basically consolidate different laws. Prior to now, we had a whole lot of them. We had the company income tax, we had the VAT, we had the personal income tax, scattered all over different laws. But what we have with the NTA is that it consolidates all of these laws into one law, such that if I have to look for something that has to do with tax, by myself I can, and it's applicable to everybody. When you pick up the law and you look through, you are able to self-assess. It's so comprehensive such that you know for a fact that if I look at it, I know what I'm supposed to do. That's for the first one. And then we have the Nigerian Tax Administration Act. That's the second one. And what that does basically is to regulate administration of tax all over, you know, all tax jurisdictions. Okay, such that if I am in Delta State and I go to Bayelsa State tomorrow, or I go to Lagos, there is a There's a uniform administration of tax operations. So that is what the NTAA is all about. And then we have the Nigerian Revenue Service, which come January 1st. That's how the FRS. That's what the FRS will be referred to as. Okay, it basically establishes the Nigerian Revenue Service, Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act. That's what it does. Okay, so, and it gives the Nigerian Revenue Service more powers. It gives them more room to exercise, you know, their authority as a federal government agency. Okay, they have the power to manage revenue on behalf of the federal government. That's for the NRS. And then we have the Joint Revenue Board, which formally is referred to as the JTB. The JTB.
I wish you had more time,
Yeah.
but just wrap up your thoughts
No
on
problem.
that
The Joint Revenue Board is actually like the mother authority all over the 3 tiers of government. Okay, it regulates the coordination between the state revenue, the Federal Inland Revenue Service, which is going to be referred to as the Nigerian Revenue Service, and the state internal revenue services. It fosters sharing of data.
Yeah.
You know, like proper working relationship between the federal and the state and the local government. It makes provisions for all of that, and then it also makes provisions for the tax appeal tribunal, which is already
Okay, so there's a tax appeal tribunal.
Yes.
So what that means is that if you're offended, you know where to go.
Yes.
Thank
When
you
a
so much.
taxpayer is aggrieved, that is where to go. And also, lastly, it also makes provision for the office of the ombudsman. The office of the ombudsman acts as an umpire between the taxpayer and the internal revenue services. Okay?
Yeah.
When a taxpayer is aggrieved and feels it feels like he has not been treated well by the internal revenue service, they have, by the office of the ombudsman, the ombudsman acts as a mediator and can even, on behalf of the taxpayer, sue the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. So it's there as an unbiased umpire.
Thank you so much for that
Thank you very
eye-opener. Please, let's give her a big hand. I hope you're learning something. Now, we're going to accommodate a few questions from you, the audience. But before I move to the representative of the Board of Internal Revenue Service right here, the Delta State Board of Internal Revenue Service, I'd like to bring in the economists in the house. So, our economist, talk to us. Tell us, what are the potential risks and opportunities associated with exchange rate unification? You know, I mean, that's one of the new reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and of course it is being felt across the length and breadth of Nigeria. But talk to us as an economist. What are the potential risks and opportunities that is associated with exchange rate unifications, and how can they be managed? You can use this, sir.
This is very interesting question. It's like you are a father. You worked so hard, and you have. I wish we had one house here.
Hello, gentlemen of the press.
Please, one house, one house.
Our Papa Bidiso Abeg. Let us listen. Let us listen to our economist. He's about to say something that will be of immense benefits to everyone in this room. So kindly pay attention. You can go on, sir.
Okay. You are a farmer. You have processed in your farm 20 tubers of yam for the family. And then one of your sons steals 10. He goes to the market. While he's selling his own 10 naira per tuber, your family is selling your own 20 naira. the question is, how do we unify those two prices? Should there be unification if things are working normal? This idea of unification means, how do we reconcile black market prices of foreign exchange to the official price of foreign exchange? Simply, that's what they're talking about. So it's an abnormality in the first instance. For you journalists, because of this question, I would love to see Nigerian journalists that are interested in financial journalism. After your MSc, your PhD, and all that in mass comm, it would be nice to do an MBA and get financial intelligence added to your field, so that you can have the Financial Times of Nigeria and all that. I like to plant my seeds on good ground instead of sending them to the thorns, to the wayside for the birds to pick. There's nothing you can gain by what we're doing now. I will advise that NUJ's council should set up, if they want to benefit from this topic they have brought and they want to help Nigerians, they should set up a round table to discuss these issues. Not in this forum where you have some people doing birthday, some others are doing traditional marriage in the same venue. It doesn't go well for us. You won't benefit. I'm sorry. However, we should be thinking of, how do we generate foreign exchange? And how has the foreign exchange we've generated been stashed away to form a black market? That's what the journalists are supposed to be looking at. The media. Where are the sources of our foreign exchange? What is foreign exchange? Foreign exchange is other people's, other countries' currency that you have received because of what you have exported to them. That's the meaning of foreign exchange. Other people's currency that you have you've gotten because of your production that you are selling. The question NUJ will be asking, what are we producing to earn foreign income, foreign exchange? And how is the foreign exchange being utilized for the purpose of development? That's the title, that's the topic. So when we do all this topic and at the end it doesn't reflect the pains and the frustrations of our people, the taxpayers,
All right.
then it's all a failure. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Let's give him a big hand. I hope you're learning something. So right, we have in our midst distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have the representative of the chairman of the Delta State Board of Internal Revenue, in the presence of Mrs. Owejayan. So Mrs. Owejayan, I want to ask you this question as it concerns the businesses that are in Delta. All right, so what are the implications of Nigeria's current tax policies on businesses, particularly SMEs in Delta State? You know, one of the fears in the minds of the average businessman and businesswoman operating in Delta State, when they hear these new tax laws, hey, they want to take our money. So give us an understanding. What are the implications of these current tax policies on businesses and SMEs in Delta State?
The new tax law is meant to be beneficial to the low-income earners, including the low-income SMEs. It first starts with pay as you earn. Like we already heard, if you are earning up to 800,000, which will be your gross income, you are not to pay tax. So that means for those that are earning like 70,000 naira as their salary, will not be paying tax as at January 2026. But if your gross income is more than 800,000 naira, then you are eligible to pay tax.
Can you repeat that line again so that we can hear you loud and clear?
I said that it starts with paying. If your gross income after deduction, chargeable income is 800,000 naira, you are not eligible to pay tax. The tax is favorable to those that are low income earners. The government is focusing on the high net worth people because if you notice, those are the ones that are not paying tax and the low income earners are being suffocated. So the new tax law is that if you are earning even 60,000, 70,000 a month, you are not eligible to pay tax because your gross income will not get up to 800,000 naira. And so your tax is zero. Then from that one upwards, they are eligible to pay tax. Tax will be computed.
Okay.
For SMEs, those that are earning formerly it was 25 million that are charged company income tax, but now it's about 50 million naira. For 50 million naira upwards, then you'll be charged 30%. But if your business is from 50 million, your turnover 50 million downwards, you will not be charged. So the market woman and the petty traders that their business is not up to that amount, 50 million naira, they will not be charged tax. But if you are earning more than that, it is advisable that you declare your annual returns at the beginning of every year. From January to the 31st of March.
Wow.
Declare your annual returns. Because if you don't declare your annual returns, the government will charge you based on their best of judgment on what they think you are supposed to pay.
All right. Thank you so much. Please, let's give her a big hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have a journalist in the house, and gentlemen of the press, I'd like for you to just wrap things up for us. Okay, so how can media houses, media practitioners, journalists in Delta State, how can they and policymakers collaborate to promote financial inclusion and economic literacy in Nigeria? Because obviously, one of the challenges we have in this country is that there are too many economic illiterates. So how can the media and policymakers collaborate to promote financial inclusion and economic literacy in our country, and of course here in Delta State?
Okay, I think it starts with first building capacity, because like my brother here said, there are a lot of journalists who are financial illiterate, in the sense that a lot of journalists, as we speak now, don't even understand the tax laws. So government, the financial institutions, and even media houses have to ensure that journalists in their payroll are trained on financial reporting. Because it's not only about reporting sensationalism, which we currently see now, but it's about reporting facts. And now what we are saying is this: if you don't report, the public will report for you. Because now you have citizen journalism, where people who are not trained will report. For instance, in the issue of the tax laws, if you go to the social media, you have different aspects. And even the fact, what Mrs. Wojaya is just saying about the assumptions, even a lot of journalists don't know this. So there's need for us as journalists to begin to seek financial wisdom or knowledge, so that we begin to understand these things. The documents are there, the 4 laws or the 4 acts are there on the web social space to download and study them. And I think media owners, apart from training people on voicing and the rest, should also train their reporters, train their staff to really understand issues that have to do with economy. Because for instance, the issue of even the arbitrage that government has removed in foreign exchange, a lot of people don't understand this. So it's high time that we begin to train journalists on knowing what is really financial reporting. By so doing, the public itself will understand better. Thank you.
Please, can we give the gentleman of the press a big hand? Thank you so much. And with that, I would allow just one question, or should I say 2 questions. One from a male journalist, and the other rather from a female journalist in the house. Who's got a question? Just signify by raising your hand. You have a question for any of our discussants here. Just raise your hand. Any question? Okay, sir, please, please. Just come forward, come forward.
Check. See?
All right, so there's a mic. There's a mic to you.
Yes, there's a mic close to you there.
Close to you.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
I think it's a good pleasure for me. My name is Ebika Mokocha. I think this question will be directed to either of the discussants because I may not tie it to one person. Do you know my problem? I have a problem with the government. A serious problem indeed. The issue is not about, coming up with beautiful tax policies and implementing them to the letter. The most important thing about it is government has not shown credibility. Government has not shown character. Government has not proved that they are credible enough and prudent enough to manage our money. And when you are imposing taxes on the citizens, there's only that suspicion that they have come again to take away our money. Because the ones who have given them over time, there is no accountability that can match their activities and their governance. So my problem is, what has government brought in place to convince the people that when you pay us your tax, we shall prudently deploy it to resources that will better your lot? So that is my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What did you just talk now? Be like lecture, not be question.
Honestly. So can we have a female journalist in the house?
A female?
All right, there's one behind. Thank you.
Comrade Pere Botu, your attention is needed.
All right, you can give her the mic. We can hear you from where you are.
Good afternoon, everyone. Lesson Mono, DBS Asaba. Sir, you raised some points about most journalists being financial illiterate. I will partially agree with you. But my question is, to prevent the case of misinformation, what are the legit source for information for a certain journalist?
Legitimate source.
Legitimate source, yes.
For information. Okay, that question I would allow. You see, these people here, they are all legitimate sources of information. So
thank you.
So I would allow each one of them will give you a response on how you can get information from the Attorney General, the Office of the Attorney General of Delta State. We have the Chairman Board of Internal Revenue Service here. They are looking for ways to get information, legit information with regards to these economic reforms in Nigeria. So you help them. And then the economists, you also help with your experience on how they can get information. And then finally you, sir. We'll just wrap up our discussion with that. Thank you.
If I get your question rightly, you said to suggest a legitimate source where they can get information from, as regards the new tax reforms.
As regards these new tax laws and economic literacy.
Okay, so I will stick with my core area, okay? Okay, so for the new tax laws, the gazetted copy is already out. Okay? What better source to get or to look at or to try to get information from than the source itself? So the laws are available. There are a lot of copies flying around, okay? But if you want the gazetted copy, the committee headed by Taiwo Oyedele, it's online. It's there. Go to the right channel, so to speak, and you will get these laws from the gazetted copy, which is the approved copy at the moment. If you go to CITN, that's the Chartered Institute of Taxation Nigeria, their page. In fact, they put it there, they put it out there every other day. So
Thank
that,
you.
for me, would be
Thank
my
you.
suggestion. Yeah,
Thank you.
very much.
Board of Internal Revenue, any suggestion on where to get? Same suggestion?
It's the same, but I would like to answer
The first question. All right.
Said, what has government should give us what we need to do first before we pay. What have we done before? I want to let you know that tax is a statutory obligation of every citizen of a country as far as you are 18 years and above. Tax is a statutory obligation of every citizen of a country as far as you are 18 years and above. So if you say you will not pay your tax, then you are defaulting. But in the course of paying your tax, you have the authority to hold the government accountable when they don't provide you the basic amenities. You have the right. It is open. So if you don't fight for your right, if you don't hold the government accountable, then you have nobody to blame. But as far as taxation or taxes to be paid, everybody is obliged
Thank you.
to pay their tax.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we are completely out of time. I really want to say thank you to all my panelists that are here. Thank you so much for your time. Now, I would leave you now with the compares. That's Mr. Onometanu and of course Sebastian Igoza. But then my Oga here say he has an assignment for the NUJ. What's the assignment, sir?
I'd like to thank NUJ Delta State Council, but I have an assignment for you, or a request. Can you please set up your own committee, source funds to establish as a support to government, to establish Delta State database construction team, socio-economic database construction, because you can't develop without planning. You can't plan without information. Now that they mentioned information, most states in this country, we don't have accurate information. So we have 25 local governments in Delta State. Let NUJ take it as a challenge. We want to partner with government to establish a database for the state for economic analysis and all that. Thank you.
All right, with that we come to the end of this panel session. Thank you very much for your time. My name is Ruki Honoro. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Highly appreciated. All right, let us proceed.
Thank you so much. We're going straight now to the final awards. But before we do that, we'd like to recognize in our presence the General Manager, NTA Asaba, Mrs. Christine Badon. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming. Alongside the team and the marketing manager, Mr. Uche. I greet you benevolently. Thank you so much for coming. And now the final award presentation. Quickly, Senator Joe Nowakos, Thomas representative, please can you come up stage? Honorable Solomon Irakpata, representative. Please can you also come up stage almost immediately. So we'll do this quickly. The representative of the senator who did the presentation. After that, we'll have Honorable Solomon Irakpata. Please, sir, we need you quickly. We don't have all the monopoly of time, so that we can say our goodbyes quickly. While recognizing Honorable Obaro Unaife, a very, very powerful political leader, we welcome you. Christian Eze, Chairman Swan, I saw you a few minutes ago. I don't know if you're still here. I'd like to welcome you. All right, quickly, Churchill.
Thank you very much. I welcome us to the second and final session of awards. Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Delta State Council, presents outstanding legislative leadership and constituency development award to Senator Joel Onowako Thomas, distinguished senator representing Delta South. This award is in recognition of your exemplary leadership and impactful constituency development that have positively transformed the lives of the people of Delta South. This day, 20th November 2025. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations to you, sir. Our next awardee, the representative of Honorable Solomon Rakpata. Please, can you come up stage? Mrs. Andy Wejayan, Secretary. We'll call both of them together. Juliet, Andy Wejayan. Thank you so much. And after that,
and the second in the series of this second session is to the chairman, Delta State Internal Revenue Service. It goes like this: Nigeria Union of Journalists, Delta State Council presents Outstanding Public Leadership Award to Honorable Solomon Irakbata, the Executive Chairman, Delta State Internal Revenue Service, in recognition of your organization's exemplary visionary leadership in strengthening Delta State financial base through strategic revenue generation. Today, 20th November 2025. Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. Our next awardee, Prince Godwin Ejiyere, DG Wari Uwe. Wari Uwe, please can you come up forward? Sebastian, please can you take it for him,
Show me your hand. You better shoot like rocket.
And the third in this session goes like this: Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ Delta State Council presents Transformational Development Legacy Award to Prince Godwin Egwarese Ejiyere, the Director General, Wari Uwe and Environs Development Agency, called WEDA, in recognition of your organization's exemplary commitment in transforming urban infrastructure in Wari, Uwe, and surrounding areas. Today, 20th November 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you, congratulations. All right, thank you. The representative of Chief Askia, please step forward. Our big brother, Comrade Eddie Ogude, please can you also step forward? Mr. Wandu, please can you also step forward? Almost immediately. Ambassador Chief Innocent Onurode, please receiving this award on behalf of Chief Askia.
Every day it turn on, sundown till sun up. I drip a half a long, I drip a half a long.
DJ!
I be rockstar.
Please, we want these persons out.
Please, sir.
Honorable Barrister Fred Majemite, Pastor Edward Akpati Ogude, Miracle Wandu, and Basharu Askia Ogie.
Yes, sir. Miracle Wandu, please come up.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists, Delta State Council, presents Award of Outstanding Educational Philanthropist of the Year to Basharu Askia Ogie, politician, businessman, and community leader, in recognition of your exceptional commitment to advancing education through consistent support for students, schools, and educational initiatives. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much. Our next awardee, most outstanding union.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, this is the vote of thanks of the 2025 Energy Press Week Committee. It is with a profound sense of gratitude that I present this vote of thanks on behalf of the committee as we bring the Press Week of the Delta State Council to a successful close. First and foremost, we give God all the glory and honor and praise to Almighty for His grace, protection, and guidance, having seen us through every activity of this week-long program without none of us having any injury. Our heartfelt appreciation goes to His Excellency, the Governor of Delta State, the Right Honorable Sheriff Obodowori, for his unwavering support, encouragement, and commitment to the growth and welfare of journalists in the state. Your contributions remain invaluable, and we are sincerely grateful. We equally extend our profound gratitude to our National President, Comrade Hassan Yahya, ably represented by the Vice President Zone F, Comrade Okbaka Dokubo, for his support, solidarity, and fatherly leadership throughout this press week. Our thanks also goes to the Honorable Commissioner for Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniagu, for his financial support, cooperation, presence, and continuing partnership with the media. We appreciate your support and recognition of the role of journalists in nation building. We especially appreciate the general managers of media houses in Delta State for their constant collaboration, encouragement, and institutional support. Your contributions have sustained the excellence of journalism in the state. To our panel of discussants and our moderator, thank you for your insightful contributions, robust engagement, and the knowledge you shared. You enriched this year's press week and made our discussions both meaningful and impactful. We extend deep appreciation to our friends, partners, organizations, individuals, particularly Asiwaju Shola Adebayo, Dr. Paul Bebenibo, the Registrar, Nigerian Maritime University of Karenkoko, in Warri Southwest Local Government Area, who supported us in cash and in kind. Your generosity strengthened our efforts and contributed to the success we are celebrating today. A special commendation goes to the Press Week Committee for their dedication, sleepless nights, and meticulous planning. We also deeply appreciate the State Working Committee, SWC, for their leadership, coordination, and tireless support throughout the week. We thank all our awardees for honoring our invitation and for the role you continue to play in your various fields of endeavor. Your presence added color and inspiration to this program. To all our members who participated and attended the week-long activities, thank you for your enthusiasm, commitment, and professionalism. You remain the backbone of our success. To everyone who contributed in one way or the other, we say a big thank you. May God bless you abundantly. God bless the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Delta State Council. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much. You can do better than that. That was an appreciation vote of thanks by the capacity chairman. And with that, we've come to the end of this program, the 2025 Press Week, put together by the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Delta State Council. Can we all rise up for the closing prayers? Can we rise for the closing prayers? All the glory must be to the Lord. All the glory must be to the Lord. For he is worthy of our praise. No man all the glory. Please, can you come and close the prayers for us? Pastor Oji. Okay.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. Our Heavenly Father, we want to thank you this afternoon for our lives, for everyone gathered here. We thank you for NUJ, Delta State chapter. We thank you, O God, for the 2025 press week. We thank you, Lord, for all that you have done through it, for the successful completion. Father, we are about to leave. We ask that as we go home, that you take us safely to our various homes. And going forward, pray, O God, for peace and success all the way. We ask all this through Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.